Thank you. All right, we have reconvened from closed session. I have the following two disclosure items. By a 5-0 vote, the City Council authorized and directed the City Attorney's Office to defend the cases of Carty versus the City of Elk Grove and all, and Vaden v. Sacramento Sheriff Office and all as identified by the case number on the City Council meeting agenda. Also, by a 5-0 vote, the City Council authorized the City Attorney's Office to initiate litigation in one matter. The name of the defendants and details are not subject to disclosure at this time. Once litigation is filed, the information will be disclosed to any person upon inquiry. So with that, I will adjourn the special meeting at 6:01 p.m. And that takes us now to the regular meeting. At this time, I will call to order the Elk Grove City Council regular meeting. Today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. The time is 6:02 p.m. Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. This meeting of the Elk Grove City Council is recorded with closed captioning. The recording will be cablecast on Metro Cable Channel 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast and DirecTV Uverse cable systems. The recording will also be video streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Tonight's meeting replays will be on Monday, June 29th at 1 p.m. and Friday, July 3rd at 9 a.m. on Metro Channel 14. Once posted, the recordings of this and previous meetings can be viewed on demand at the 3ws.elkgrove.gov or youtube.com/metrocable14. For members of the participating audience who may have personal electronic devices, please place them on silent mode during the meeting or on mute when you are not speaking. The Elk Grove City Council welcomes, appreciates, and encourages participation in the City Council meeting. City Council requests that you limit your presentation to 3 minutes per item so that all present will have time to participate. City Council reserves the right to reasonably limit the total time for public comment on a particular notice agenda item as it may deem necessary. Pursuant to resolution number 2026-099, no individual speaker concerning public comment may address the City Council for more than 3 minutes per item. If you wish to address the council during the meeting, please complete a blue speaker card, which can be found at the back of the chamber, and provide it to Deputy City Clerk prior to consideration of the agenda item. With that, Mayor, I'll be moving into our roll call. And for our roll call, I will be starting with Councilmember Robles.
Present.
Councilmember Spies.
Present.
Councilmember Brewer.
Present.
Vice Mayor Suen.
Here.
And Mayor Singh Allen. Here. Everyone's present.
All right, thank you. Next up is our land acknowledgement. Assisting will be our Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. We honor, respect, and acknowledge Elk Grove's first inhabitants, the Plains Miwok, who lived as sovereign caretakers of this land and these waterways since time immemorial. We commemorate and advocate for their descendants, the Wilton Rancheria tribe, the only federally recognized tribe in Sacramento County, who endured because of the bravery, resiliency, and determination of their ancestors, tribal members, and leaders.
All right, thank you. Next up is our Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to invite up Caleb Jeong to help lead us this evening. If you are able, please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next up is a brief moment of silence. All right, thank you. All right, next item is our approval of the agenda. May I get a motion?
So moved.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Under Section 3, we have no closed session items on the regular agenda, which will advance us to Section 4, our presentations and announcements. And that first being item 4.1, which is a proclamation recognizing July 12th through 18th, 2026 as Real-Time Crime Center Recognition Week.
Are we here? Okay, and presenting this will be Councilmember Spies. Hi.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Come on over, team.
All right, come on up.
I just assumed they were behind me.
All righty, thank you for being here this evening. Usually, if everybody didn't know, they're usually behind us, locked away in a room somewhere behind us here. So thank you for being out here with us today. So this is a proclamation recognizing National Real-Time Crime Center Recognition Week, July 12th through 18th, 2026. whereas real-time crime centers, I'm going to say Arctic and real-time information centers, I'm going to say that from forward here so I don't have to say the whole thing, have become essential components of modern policing by integrating advanced technology, data analytics, and information sharing capabilities to enhance public safety, support equitable policing practices, improve emergency response, and assist in criminal investigations. Whereas the Elk Grove Arctic, operational since June of 2019, has proven to be an invaluable as a force multiplier by providing real-time situational awareness, investigative support, data analytics, special event coordination, and emergency management assistance. And whereas the Arctic serves as a vital communications and intelligence hub that, through innovation and collaboration, strengthens regional coordination and information sharing among allied public safety agencies, and whereas the dedicated professionals who staff the Arctic, including operators, specialists, and analysts, demonstrate exceptional dedication, professionalism, and commitment to public service in the Elk Grove community, and whereas the Elk Grove Police Department continues to be recognized as a leader in the advancement and application of real-time crime center operations, and National Real-Time Crime Center Recognition Week provides an opportunity to acknowledge the significant contributions these professionals make in fostering a safer community. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Elk Grove hereby proclaims July 12th through 18th, 2026 as National Real-Time Crime Center Recognition Week in the City of Elk Grove, and encourages all residents to recognize and appreciate the critical role the Real-Time Information Center and its personnel play in enhancing public safety and supporting the community. Signed this 24th day of June, 2026. Congratulations.
You have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. Thank you for the opportunity to recognize a group of professionals whose work is often unseen, but whose impact is felt throughout the community. Their expertise supports successful operations, strengthens our response to critical incidents, and advances investigations by delivering timely and actionable intelligence. They are the dedicated professionals of our Real-Time Information Center, also known as Arctic. It's only recently that the National Real-Time Crime Center Association has designated a week in July as National Real-Time Crime Center Recognition Week, which is a mouthful to say. This honors the groundbreaking work done by the New York City Police Department, which pioneered the Real-Time Crime Center profession with their launch of the Real-Time Crime Center in 2005. The Elk Grove Arctic has been serving the community since June of 2019 and has continuously evolved over the past 7 years, increasing its capabilities, including the addition of the Drone as a First Responder, or DFR, program in 2024. Since we are a reactionary center, this group only becomes involved when a member of the community calls for help. Some of the calls they support include reports of reckless driving, street racing, attempting to find hit-and-run vehicles, providing updates to first responders for traffic collisions, assisting with locating missing persons, reports of thefts or stolen vehicles, suspicious vehicles, weapons disturbance calls, and just today, our operators and specialists collaborated with Sacramento Sheriff's Department and Elk Grove Unified School District for the active shooter training. This year alone, they've assisted with just over 1,000 calls for service, and 15% of those resulted in an arrest. We've also seen a 10% increase in the calls they support from 2024 to 2025. The Arctic also collaborates with other city departments, including code enforcement operations for illegal street vendors, fireworks enforcement. We collaborate with Public Works, using aerial footage from the drone to capture real-time information related to the resurfacing on Laguna Boulevard. The center has also acted as a DOC for storm response. When we had the flooding in 2022 and 2023, the Arctic used technology to quickly share information with stakeholders and update operational plans. We also use the drones to provide updates related to those impacted by the flooding. And additionally, the Arctic served as a vital resource through the COVID pandemic, you may remember, sending internal communications to personnel related to the most recent guidance provided by health officials and connecting employees to resources. As you can see, this is a dynamic work group who not only supports operations, but also large administrative projects. This includes the department's annual report, the police speed analysis, facilitating emergency management trainings, and assisting with special event coordination, most recently the Luke Bryan concert event. Typically when we think of Arctics, the focus is on the technology, But tonight, it's about the people, including those who serve in the Arctic every day, working under pressure, providing actionable intelligence, validating information, and ultimately solving problems. To all of our Arctic professionals, thank you. We recognize your expertise, we appreciate your dedication, and we celebrate the vital role you play in advancing public safety and enhancing the quality of life throughout the Elk Grove community. Thank you again for the opportunity to recognize this work group.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping our community safe. I know that our Vice Mayor wanted to say something.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. And thank you for presenting the numbers. Thank you all for your service. I just wanted to present a little bit of the human side of things too. It is about the people behind the scenes, and the numbers that you mentioned, the people behind the numbers that you mentioned, the statistics. All of us have the privilege of receiving information updates when things happen, and I want the public, our community out there to realize these are your neighbors, your family, your friends whose lives are helped because of whether they were wronged by a crime or an accident, because of the information that you are able to provide so that officers can solve the issue or get to the bottom of things and help our residents out. And so I just wanted our community to be aware of the real positive impacts that you all have on our community every day. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Let's come down. All right, next up is a certificate of recognition for Rescate Coffee's 10th anniversary. Anthony Casillas, are you here? Come on down, buddy.
All right.
I'm reading the proclamation, or recognition, I should say, is our Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Good to see Anthony.
Good to see you too. Good evening.
Oh yeah, and it's my honor to read this. And all of us have, but I personally bless you.
Bless you.
Personally got to experience your delicious coffee, the great atmosphere, and delicious pastries you have at your place. And a lot of us know that it's so difficult to run a small business, and especially, you've got a tough location where you're at, honestly. And so it's really a great accomplishment that you've been here for 10 years. It's fantastic. So it's my honor, Anthony. We're celebrating Rescate Coffee Roasters for their 10th anniversary, whereas Rescate Coffee, located at 2475 Elk Grove Boulevard, Suite 160 in Elk Grove, is an experience to immerse oneself in an amazing cup of coffee that starts with an amazing roast. Each cup of coffee, whether a simple black coffee or an ice-blended summer drink, are all crafted with care and precision, served at a destination business featuring a full variety of drinks and treats to satisfy the palate. And whereas Rescate Coffee is a synergy of skill sets, blending passion and extensive knowledge to deliver quality beverages for the coffee enthusiasts, while offering custom treats and mastered culinary experiences to create the welcoming, rejuvenating, and blissful experience that is Rescate Coffee. And whereas Rescate, meaning rescue in Spanish, demonstrates Rescate Coffee's commitment to contributing to the local community with donations to pet rescue organizations. Rescate Coffee wants to create an environment that is compassionate to all customers' needs and the needs of pets and organizations in our community, one cup at a time. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Elk Grove hereby extends its congratulations to Riscate Coffee on the occasion of its 10th anniversary celebration, expressing our sincere gratitude for the attentiveness and commitment taken to create for the customer a unique, revitalizing cup of liquid joy, along with inspiring the motto, a cupcake, a smile, a happy heart, and imparts our hope that the Riscate Coffee continues to experience a successful and prosperous future. Congratulations again, Anthony.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You have the floor.
It's very much appreciated. I'm glad to be here. There's no words, right? Be able to survive, 10 years, COVID, the love, the support that we have from this community. We open the doors to everyone, and we will continue to, to provide the good service, the good coffee, and the doors will always be open. Thank you.
Congratulations, friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come down, take a picture.
Oh, and by the way, I do have something for you guys. Ah, you weren't expecting it, huh? Thank you.
Congratulations.
You know. Right here for you.
Two fun moments. Let's start with this one. Good. Okay, one more. Go, 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I got something for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks again.
All right, our next item, 4.3, is our civic summer presentation.
Yeah.
Let's call Mr. Carlos Garcia and our civic summer program participants. Look at this. This is the largest group that we've had.
Oh,
Very
man.
exciting.
It's the first year I've missed. I'm so bummed. Yeah. Wow.
Mr. Garcia here today? No? Oh, there he is. Hi.
Let's go. Oh.
All right, the floor is yours. You can, go to the sides, both right and left. Yep, go ahead.
Good evening, council members and Madam Mayor. My name is Sunny Satyanarayana, and I'm the first speaker on behalf of Elk Grove Civic Summer today. I'm a rising senior at Sheldon High School. Go Huskies! Because of your support, students in this program have the opportunity to develop our leadership potential and reflect on our values. Speaking personally as an Indian woman, hearing the story of Mayor Bobby Singh Allen has made me immensely proud of my heritage. On behalf of the students of Civic Summer, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the council for your decision to make this internship a paid opportunity for the very first time this year. Your investment in Elk Grove youth will have a meaningful impact. The financial support allows students who might otherwise need to work a summer job to instead participate in this program, gain valuable experience, and explore rewarding careers in public service. By removing financial barriers, you have made this opportunity more accessible and inclusive for students from all socioeconomic backgrounds. We appreciate you all, and I hope that one day it will be our turn to support our communities and inspire others just as you have. Thank you, and I'll pass it off to our next speaker.
Greetings, Madam Mayor and council members. My name is Andrew Tran, and I'm an upcoming senior at Franklin High School. Go Wildcats! Elk Grove Civic Summer has honestly been a gateway to new connections and a new type of confidence I've never experienced in my life. I, along with all my fellow leaders, wish to personally thank all of you for allowing this program to run. For most of us, the thought of leadership and public speaking has never even crossed our minds until personally witnessing such bold and well-spoken individuals join our meetings. It's so inspiring to hear every professional speaker bring such valuable information to all leaders. whether it's Mayor Allen showcasing the value of equity or City Manager Behrman teaching the value of giving back. Councilman Robles' words have stuck with me the most in the way that he helped shift our perspective on confidence by teaching us that confidence is actually a changeable trait that comes from understanding oneself to the fullest. This has helped skyrocket my own confidence over the past few days and really understand the huge impact of the Civic Summer program. This program is truly valuable because just like Domino's, students who learn leadership can become role models that contagiously inspire others to also advocate for the community. This program provides us young students with hands-on experience and networking that permits us students to pursue a long-term career of our interests. And if you can't tell, I'm really excited to do such work. So as students, leaders, and change makers, we sincerely thank all of you for believing in our ability to make an impact in Elk Grove. Thank you, and I would like to pass on the microphone to the next Civic Summer speaker.
Good evening, Mayor Singh Allen and members of the City Council. My name is Minnie Ding, and I'm from Cosumnes Oaks High School. Go Wolfpack! A few weeks ago, if someone had asked me what I cared about most, I probably would have said dance, tennis, or school. I would have never said city government, but this program changed that. Before this program, I thought local government was something that happened behind the scenes. I didn't realize how many decisions made by our city affect students every day. From the parks where we practice sports to the programs that help young people grow and succeed. What surprised me most was realizing that students have a voice. We may not be old enough to vote yet, but our ideas still matter. This program taught me that leadership is not just about speaking. It's about listening, learning, and finding ways to serve others. I would also like to thank Mayor Singh Allen and all of the community leaders who have invested in young people through programs like this. Your leadership has inspired students like me to become more involved in our community. And because of this program, I now see myself as someone who can make a difference in my community. Thank you. Now I would like to pass it on to the next speaker.
Hello, Madam Mayor and City Council. My name is Alex Lee, and I'm an upcoming 11th grader at Cosumnes Oaks High School. Go Wolves! Okay. When I first entered Civic Summer, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't pretty skeptical of people in positions of authority. But now, with that being said, I'm glad to say that I'm no longer under that impression. I think what I enjoyed most about the Civic internship were the speeches and the stories told to us. Some of the most notable ones to me were from Police Chief Davis's speech and Frank Lucia from E.G. Hart's efforts to help the homeless. Prior to all of this, I've never felt truly motivated to put any real effort into my work. But the people I met at Civic Summer made me realize that I do want to try, to actually put in the effort for my community, for my future, and for the people that I hold dear. Seeing all these people make positive changes every day made me realize that I, as a person, want to change for the better. Civic Summer also taught me that I don't need to rush for a job that I might not like in the future. That I don't need to stress about finding the job that's right for me, since everybody's path isn't a straight line. It curves and it fluctuates, and that's okay, because me and everybody else here will find the right path eventually. I think that's what makes this internship so special. It shows that being realistic doesn't mean that the world is a one-way street. It shows that while there might be twists and turns, everybody here will find their place and make a positive impact in the world. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Jade Lee, and I'm an upcoming senior at Florence High's Law Academy. Go Panthers! As many of my peers have mentioned, the Elk Grove Civic Summer is one of the most engaging and enlightening opportunities any student can experience. As a student at Florence, our school is actually located in the county, but we are extremely grateful to be a part of the school district. Being included in this program is something I am so extremely grateful for because it has given me the opportunity to meet new peers and connect with inspiring leaders I otherwise would have never met. It has opened my eyes to careers I would have not thought of pursuing. Like many teens my age, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to be. But the truth is, I don't. This program gives the younger generation the chance to explore their interests, but also gain knowledge of careers we weren't even aware of. We got to learn from great leaders like the mayor, city council members, the police chief, attorneys, public affairs specialists, engineers, and many, many more. Seeing all of you navigate your roles inspires us to figure out how to navigate our own lives as young individuals. As Madam Mayor questioned why she was the first, I am grateful to be someone who can represent the beneficiary of her legacy. With so many inspiring leaders today, making differences and changes from new perspectives. It encourages me to want to be that positive change and take a difference in the world. I like to pass it on to our final representative of the Elk Grove Civic Summer.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. My name is Cassandra Goy, and I'm an incoming senior at Pleasant Grove High School. Go Eagles! I would like to begin by saying how honored I am to be given the opportunity to be a part of the Elk Grove Civic Summer Program, as well as speaking as a final representative before all of you. Undergoing such a fruitful and memorable experience has shifted my perspective on both my community and myself. With the aid of Mr. Garcia, Ms. Hogue, Ms. Williams, and a plethora of other individuals, we were able to learn valuable lessons regarding our careers and self-growth through a wide range of guest speakers who provide for our city. From Public Works, Kristen Parsons, to the Chief of the Police Department, Bobby Davis, to our very own City Council member, Sergio Robles, and Mayor Bobby Singh Allen, we are extremely thankful for them taking the time out of their days to provide us with their words of wisdom. Without our own Madam Mayor reminding us that we deserve and should be confident in what we work for, especially as women of color, I wouldn't have the courage to be speaking here today. Before being in this program, I was only really interested in learning more about the engineering field. With all that I've learned in the past week about civics, I couldn't be more excited to be interning alongside our city manager, Jason Behrman, getting to observe the mechanics of the city and what I've already learned firsthand. Witnessing the diversity, drive, and stories that our city has to offer has shown us just how valuable it is to be involved in Elk Grove, and only serves as motivation for us students to not only do the same, but give back to our community and its members. Thank you so much for your time and support, and we would also like to recognize that it is Council Brewer's birthday, and it will be celebrated 2 days from now. So 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Councilman Brewer. Happy birthday to you. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you all today.
Can we give them
wait.
all a round of applause?
Yeah.
You know, what's great is this is the largest class, right, Mr. Garcia? I think that was yeah. So this is the largest class, and I will say, this has been the most engaging class as well. I thoroughly enjoyed my time connecting with all of you, particularly the young women of color. All of you, your story is just beginning, and we are just so incredibly proud of you. You are our future, and the future is beautiful. Seeing the world through your eyes gives me tremendous hope and tremendous pride. So congratulations to all of you.
Yeah.
Any other council members want to say anything? Councilor, yeah, go ahead, Vice.
Just real quick, thank you, Mayor. This is one of my favorite programs to participate in, and I apologize, I was out of town, I wasn't able to participate, but I'm so glad that you got such a fulfilling experience with the mayor and Councilmember Robles and all the other leaders in the community. And so congratulations for taking the time out of your precious summer to go through this program. And as you already know, it was worthwhile. So congratulations.
No, and congratulations to all of you. This is a great program to be a part of. And it's one of those fulfilling things that you could do as you prepare for your next stage, your next chapter in life. You'll look back at this experience that you've done, and you'll look back with great pride, because it's like it was a fun time, but you see it as a foundation for your forward trajectory as you come into adulthood. And thank you for the birthday song. That was completely unexpected. But no, thank you, congratulations, and much continued success for all of you.
Councilmember Robles, did you want to say something?
Yeah, hey, I just want to say, man, you guys are amazing and you guys are awesome, and keep it up. And as you learn something throughout this summer, if we see you, stop us, say hi, let us know how your internship is going. And it's awesome that you're being paid to do this, because one, you're getting the experience, but it's helping you out as well. So just stop us, let us know how you're doing, and let us know how we can help, and we can be of that person to help you guys out. So thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations again. Job well done. With that, did you want to say, I'm sorry, did you want to say?
I'll just say thank
Okay.
you for recognizing Councilmember Brewer's 75th birthday.
Well played. Okay.
I'm well preserved, people. I'm well preserved.
All right, with that, we will move on to our next item for public comment. I'll go ahead and open up public comment. Our first speaker is Mariah Garcia, followed by Lynn Wheat.
Good afternoon, esteemed council members and Madam Mayor. My name is Mariah Garcia, and I'm applying to the Elk Grove Youth Commission, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm here to talk about the Menstrual Equality Act for All, which makes it mandatory for public schools, CSUs, and community colleges to carry pads free of cost. EGUSD follows this act and has provided pads for its schools. More recently, SB 59 has passed requiring state buildings to carry menstrual pads. If these programs are already implemented in our own school district and surrounding cities, why doesn't the city of Elk Grove not follow suit with menstrual equality? Many buildings owned by the city do not carry menstrual pad stations or machines in its bathrooms, which is devastating to see as our city's population of 185,555, with 51.4% or 92,040 being women. These women are being forced to suffer through the embarrassment of a leak during a heavy period or a surprise period due to the lack of sanitary products available to them in our own residents' restrooms. Not only do I think the city should acquire sanitary options, but the CSD as well. But for now, I want to bring this pressing issue to your attention. You wouldn't want your own daughter, sister, mother, or any influential woman in your life to sit in an uncomfortable accident with little to no other choice but to suffer in silence, like thousands of women have before, especially when these situations could have been perfectly preventable through the implementation of a currently standing program in the EGUSD and state buildings of California. I propose we allocate a small portion of funds to implement free pad stations in all Elk Grove city buildings and majorly used buildings such as District 56, where many cities' major events occur with thousands, if not hundreds, visit on a daily, in hopes of creating a ripple effect throughout the city and hopefully extending to small businesses and privately owned facilities to continue the fight on the ongoing issue of menstrual equality in America. And I understand this is just the first step, so thank you for your time, and my name is Mariah Garcia.
Great job, Mariah. Thank you. I hear you, and I'm absolutely going to look into this. Thank you. That was great. And I see some nods here from our city manager as well. All right, our next public comment is from Lynn Wheat.
Well, she's a little tough to follow, but I'll try my best. So last meeting, I really didn't get to get through my comments on the budget. So I'm going to finish up the comments that I was unable to complete last meeting. So I'll start with, on page 103, it talked about discretionary purposes for 2.5 million tax in lieu of, and I believe that's what we get from the tribe. And I was wondering what these monies will be used for. Could we use this to go connect more of our trails and make our trail system complete? Could we add it to the sidewalk cost sharing budget? Or could we even add it to putting and implementing the products in the women's bathroom? So those are some things that I would like to know about when we were talking about our tax dollars. It would be nice within the report if we could have an idea where that money is going to go. Then on page 169, the speculative building that's being built out on Waterman, there was 1.3 million deferred fees. And what I think would be nice in the report is to elaborate a little bit on how long those fees are going to be deferred for, and then what budget line item will they be represented when the city's reimbursed so that we could follow that through. And lastly, I want to talk about Measure E. I really appreciate on page 79, it talked about this implementation of a sidewalk cost sharing program. This is being done in many other cities, so I'm glad that Elk Grove has stepped up to the plate, especially since most residents aren't even aware that the sidewalks are their responsibility. They think that their property taxes and the supplemental taxes for street maintenance take care of that. So anyways, appreciate that being started. I think it's a great idea. On page 216, it reports that we have improved police response time. So that's just saying Measure E is working for us, and I do appreciate that. And also, I just want to end with, and I'm probably not going to get through it, but I appreciate the Measure E monies being used for our homeless. So we just had a report today, the May report came out on the Elk Grove Impact Snapshot for May. 39 guests have been served, 10 guests have exited to improved destination, 4 guests exited into permanent housing, 3 guests housing ready with vital documents and income, 306 services provided, and 19 meals provided by service partners. So I believe those Measure E monies and what you put forth to serving our homeless community within our city is well-used taxpayer money. And I can say that I totally support that, and we're seeing some results that I believe when we have people housed, they will add to our economy and not be being taken away from it. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Wheat was our final public comment, so I'm going to go ahead and close the public comment opportunity and move on to our next item, which is our city manager's report.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the City Council, Jason Berman, your city manager. Right around the corner from the 4th of July, and that means several different things. First, I want to talk about fireworks enforcement. Code enforcement, police, and Cosumnes Fire are preparing for another active Independence Day holiday. Fireworks stands across the city open this Friday. Safety inspections are currently underway. The Don't Blow Your Summer Budget that I talked about a little bit a couple weeks ago, the education awareness campaign, has promoted the financial penalties for property owners and tenants caught using illegal fireworks, $1,000 per firework, up to $10,000. Marketing materials have been displayed at local bars, restaurants, city and CSD facilities for the past 3 weeks, in addition to the city's newsletter and an active social media campaign. Campaign signage is also being added to the local fireworks stands this week. City enforcement units will be patrolling on the ground and in the air over the July 4th holiday weekend. You can report illegal fireworks through the Elk Grove Police Department's non-emergency number at 916-714-5115. Or of course, if there are life-threatening emergencies, call 911. The next item to report on is bike rodeo. So we had a successful bike rodeo earlier this month in partnership with Sacramento Area Bicycle Advocates and the California Office of Traffic Safety. We had about 30 parents and children attend. The second one is going to be hosted this coming Saturday at District 56. There'll be a certified instructor that'll teach students age 5 to 12 important skills through practice on a variety of agility courses. There's no cost to participate, but registration is required. Details are on our website. Let's see, the 4th of July is one of the busiest times of the year for lost pets. Fireworks can cause even well-behaved pets to panic and run away. Animal Services will be hosting a free microchipping and vaccine event at the Animal Shelter, which is at 9150 Union Park Way, on Wednesday, July 1st and Thursday, July 2nd, to prepare families for the holiday weekend. The service is free, but appointments are required. A registration link can be found on the Animal Services page of the city's website. And of course, our big celebration on July 4th, marking America's 250th birthday. This year, we'll have an excellent fireworks display as always, and we'll have a patriotic drone show as well that we're really excited about. The festivities start at 5 o'clock. A concert by Pop Fiction kicks off the entertainment at 7:30, and the skies are going to light up at 9:40 p.m. Parking inside the park is $15. SAC-RT will be offering free shuttle services beginning at 4:30 on the blue and red shuttles, which can be found on SAC-RT's website. We are excited to be able to host this again with our partners at the CSD and our presenting sponsor, Sky River Casino. And the final item, just as a reminder that we will be closed the day before the 4th of July in recognition of the Independence Day holiday, so that'll be July 3rd. City Hall, Special Waste Collection Center, District 56 Animal Shelter are closed that day, but trash and recycling services are operating on the normal schedule that week. And that concludes my report. I'm happy to answer any questions that the council might have.
All right, thank you for that thorough report. Any questions, comments? Looking to the right, looking to the left, seeing none, thank you. With that, we will move on to our next item, our consent calendar item. At this time, I will go ahead and open up the public comment opportunity. No one has signed up to speak on this. I'll close public comment and look for a motion to approve our consent calendar.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Next item.
That'll take us to section 8, public hearings, starting with item 8.1, a public hearing to consider resolution approving the report of delinquent public nuisance abatement and sidewalk repair costs and authorizing their collection on the Sacramento County 2026-27 secured tax roll.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. Jose Mendez, Code Enforcement Manager with the Community Development Department. Excuse me. This is an annual item that is brought to you every year. Over the course of the year, there are various public nuisances that occur within the city, as well as certain public sidewalks that require repair. Property owners are responsible for maintaining their property, including sidewalks, and addressing nuisance violations. Excuse me. They're given an opportunity to cure these issues, but if they fail, the city will step in order to address the violations in the interest of public safety and community benefit. These costs are ultimately passed on to the property owner. If the owner fails to timely pay the cost, state law allows the city to place these delinquent charges on the property tax bill every year. Tonight, there are 28 properties on the list totaling $24,324.81, of which $22,124.01 is for nuisance of abatement violations, and the remaining $2,208 is for sidewalk repair. Also want to note that in March of this year, the city launched a sidewalk repair assistance program for owner-occupied residential properties that provides a cost-sharing subsidy for sidewalk replacement. The two properties on the tax roll currently are not eligible for the assistance program because the sidewalks were repaired prior to the program that's currently in place. Should you move forward with this item this evening, as staff recommends, the parties have until July 24th, 2026 to make the payments directly to the city, in which case they will automatically be removed from the tax roll list prior to delivering it to the Sacramento County Assessor's Office. Finally, all appropriate required notices have been sent to all parties on the list, and that concludes my presentation, and I'm available should you have any questions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mendez.
Thank you.
At this time, I will declare that the public hearing is now open and open up public comment opportunity. We do not have anyone signed up to speak on this item. I will go ahead and close public comment and declare that the public hearing is now closed. Any questions or comments? If not, I'll look for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. Next item, please.
Take us to item 8.2, a public hearing to consider an ordinance amending the City of Elk Grove zoning map and a resolution approving a tentative parcel map for the 10132 Sheldon Road rezone and map project.
Thank you. Jason, is the PowerPoint lock and load? I see it's on the screen already. Just want to make sure we're good to go.
Cool. Good to go.
Excellent. Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. Joseph Dagman, Associate Planner with the Community Development Department, presenting the 10132 Sheldon Road rezone and map project. This project consists of a rezone from the Agricultural Residential 5 zoning designation to the Agricultural Residential 2 zoning designation, as well as a tentative parcel map that would subdivide one existing parcel into two parcels that will each encompass meet the 2 gross acre minimum area lot size requirement. Each parcel will have access off of Sheldon Road through an existing 40-foot wide private road and utility easement. The project site is located at 10132 Sheldon Road. The parcel is an approximately 4.97 acre parcel within the Elk Grove Rural Community Plan area. It's situated 700 feet south of Sheldon Road. Current conditions on the site include a single residential dwelling, accessory dwelling unit, and other accessory structures that are all proposed to remain. And there is some farmland on the western side of the property. On the right side of your screen are just some images of the site and the surrounding area. Figure 1 is a view of the existing private road facing south toward the subject property. Figure 2 is of the existing single residential unit on the project site. As I mentioned, that is proposed to remain. And then figure 3 is a view of the existing farmland on the western portion of the project site. The Planning Commission did consider this item at their meeting on May 21st. No concerns were raised. That is similar to other rezone applications in the rural area. And with that, the Planning Commission did vote 3-0, noting that Commissioners Fernandez and Singa were absent to recommend approval of the project to the City Council. So before you is the rezone exhibit as well as the tentative map. I'll start with the rezone first. The applicant proposes to amend the zoning designation of their property from AR5 to AR2. As you'll see on the screen, there are AR2 properties on the western side of the private road off of Sheldon Road, as well as some AR2 properties off Wilton Oaks Court. The AR2 zoning district is consistent with the rural residential general plan designation. And then on the right side is your tentative map. The property would be subdivided into two parcels. Parcel 1 would be 2 acres, parcel 2 would be 2.9. As I mentioned, each of the parcels will have access off of Sheldon Road through the existing 40-foot wide private road and utility easement. The applicant is proposing a driveway to connect parcel 1 to an existing private road to the adjoining parcel in an effort to retain existing trees and to avoid possible impacts or possible mitigation for tree loss. A 30-foot wide private access easement running east to west from the private road would connect to the future parcel 1. I will make note that the subject parcel as well as the parcel at 10108 Sheldon Road are under the same ownership, so there are no concerns in terms of providing the access easement. The access was reviewed by the Development Engineering Division as well as the Cosumnes Fire Department, and no concerns were raised. The applicant will be required to record an easement, construct the driveway, and enter into a covenant agreement with the city for reciprocal access between the subject properties. Those conditions can be found in your staff report. In terms of the map itself, the project is consistent with the development standards in the AR2 zoning district, as well as it's consistent with the rural area policies for future utility services that would require well and septic connection. In terms of CEQA, no further environmental review is required under CEQA. Pursuant to State CEQA Guidelines Section 15183, the project is consistent with a community plan, general plan, and zoning. So staff is recommending that the City Council approve this project. This concludes my presentation. Staff and the applicant are available to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your presentation. At this time, I will declare that the public hearing is now open. Would the applicant like to speak?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and General Counsel. This whole 17 acres is nothing but all family on there now. And I'm an old Elk Grovian, yay herd. And I went to high school when Elk Grove High was the only high school, graduated in '59. Anyway, I'm not going to do anything with these parcels. They're for my great-grandchildren. I have 8 of them already, and they're wanting to know if they can come on the family property. So, thank you, and blessings on all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll open up public comment on this item. Nobody has signed up to speak. I'm going to close public comment. This time I'll declare the public hearing is now closed. Any questions or comments? If not, I'll look for motions 1 and 2.
Motion 1 and 2. Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. All right, next item.
That'll take us to section 9, our one regular agenda action item, which is item 9.1, which is to receive a presentation regarding the City of Elk Grove's legislative advocacy program and to consider actions for 2 resolutions. The first being a 3-year contract with Van Scoyoc Associates for federal government relations services, and the second being a 2-year contract with Capital Advocacy for state government relations services.
All right, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Madam Mayor and City Council members. My name is Crystal Love-Lazard. I am your Community Engagement and Government Relations Program Manager. So today we're going to talk briefly about some updates we engaged in to update our representation with state and federal government affairs services. So there's a PowerPoint coming. Just one sec. But essentially, just give me a sec. Okay.
And you should be able to drive it with the keyboard that's inside the podium.
Okay. So tonight I am asking you to make a recommendation to authorize the city manager to execute 2 contracts. One, like Jason said, is to authorize a 3-year contract with Van Soyek Associates, who is and has been consistently our federal representative in DC, and then authorize a 2-year contract. It's a 1-year with a possible 1-year extension with a new firm, a firm that's new to us, not new to them, but a new firm called Capital Advocacy. So I'm going to go through the process that led us to here where we are. So last winter, you guys created an ad hoc committee to help staff really develop the RFP and vet and interview the potential candidates. We had the same federal and state government affair representation for many, many years. So this was an overdue, very important process to open up the RFP, see what else is out there. So we released that RFP early in 2026. The proposal deadline was March of this year, and we conducted interviews with the firms in April and May of this year. So here's a table that discloses who applied for both the federal and the state. We had several firms apply to both, and our existing firms applied as well. This is who the ad hoc committee ultimately interviewed. And this slide is very, very high level, but it goes through the federal and the state scopes of work for these contracts broadly cover strategic planning, which means that these federal and state government affair lobbyists meet with city staff to understand the city on an annual basis, figure out with us what projects are, of our projects that are priorities, what best aligns with opportunities at the federal and the state level. They then also help us with legislative advocacy. We take a lot more positions on the state level than we do the Fed level, but we did and do take some federal bill positions as well, but there's a lot more slower at the federal level than the state level legislatively, but they help us with introductions to members and their staff and understand sort of the analysis of the bills that are coming and help position us so we can be successful in our advocacy efforts. Also, we rely on our federal and state partners to help us with grant advocacy and funding procurement. So it's as simple as helping us set up meetings with like the Department of Transportation to discuss our projects and how to best position our projects for those federal opportunities, as well as to flag NOFOs when they become available at the state and the federal level. So that's basically what they do. So our recommendations, the ad hoc committee recommendations, are to continue working with Van Soyek Associates to ensure consistency with the federal legislative program. Because the federal program is slower and those projects span so many years, sometimes even decades, this continuity is really important for our federal relationship in Washington. If you think about like Camera Road, this is something that we've been working on for a very long time and are going to continue to work on for a very long time. And so Van Soyek knows us, knows the projects that we've been working on, and actually has been very successful in helping us obtain some federal monies. In the last 3 years, they've helped us secure $3.6 million in different grants. Okay, the state is a change. So the ad hoc committee is recommending that we transition to a larger advocacy firm for our state government relations services. Capital Advocacy, and I know we have a representative here in the room who will likely come say hello. They represent a very large firm based here in the capital region, and they represent interests around energy, technology, and healthcare. They have a lot of really big clients and often see legislative trends before they hit the municipal sector. So we are anticipating that their strategic guidance will allow the city to be more proactive, reflecting the fact that we are not a tiny little city anymore, and we are the second largest city in the region, and our government affairs should reflect that. So we are really working or expecting to work with Capital Advocacy to reintroduce the city of Elk Grove in Sacramento in the legislature. Fiscal impact, these 2 contracts would bring both state and Fed in alignment. So both would be a monthly sort of fee of $5,000, the only difference being the length of the contract and the fact that we do anticipate that Van Soyek will continue to fly out once a year. So there's a nominal travel cost. And so that's the consideration. So I'm happy to take questions now or later.
Let's go through the public comment. really quickly. At this time, I'll open up public comment opportunity. There is nobody signed up to speak, so I'm going to close the public comment opportunity. And Crystal, would you introduce?
Yes. So, this is Sam Mahmood. Sam is with Capital Advocacy. He actually has been a partner with the city for a couple of years. As Sam will about to tell you that he worked with Alex Padilla's office. And so some of those congressional directed funding requests that we've gotten have been supported by Alex Padilla. So we've known Sam for a while.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you, Crystal, and thank you, Madam Mayor and council members. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. As she mentioned, I'm a lobbyist at Capital Advocacy, and hopefully after tonight's vote, we'll be working together to represent you in the state capitol and with leaders both elected and appointed throughout state government. A little bit about my past. I've spent a career both in state and federal government working for California elected officials prior to joining Capital Advocacy. I worked in the state legislature for several years and was with Alex Padilla for many years, both when he was California Secretary of State and then serving for several years at the beginning of his term as a United States Senator. While there, I handled the appropriations and transportation portfolios. I know I've gotten to work with many of you over the course of my career. For those who I haven't been able to work with, I'm hoping we can get to know each other and work collaboratively. As Crystal mentioned, we're one of the larger by Sacramento standard firms and one of the most established firms in the region. We represent both public and private sector clients across a broad spectrum of industries and across the state. I think that brings a lot of intelligence that we can bring to be more strategic for the city of Elk Grove. Should you vote to adopt our contract, I look forward to doing a deeper dive with city leadership to understand all of your priorities coming in the near term and medium term so we can be strategic and collaborative with you in establishing the relationships that we need both inside the legislature as well as with different state agencies. And being really forward-looking at the funding needs the city is going to have and making sure that we're nimble so that way when there are opportunities, given California's sometimes roller coaster fiscal situation, we are prepared, as well as providing strategic guidance on legislation that is going to be going through the state legislature. Obviously, we're coming up on the end of this year's legislative session at the end of August, but we'll have a whole new session starting the beginning of next year with, of course, thousands of bills being introduced and want to make sure we're keeping you all up to date and engaging where necessary. So thank you very much for the opportunity and appreciate the time.
Thank you. Nice seeing you here. All right. Questions? Can I hear back from maybe some thoughts from the subcommittee?
Yeah. This was a great process, and it showed that what we don't know, but it also gives us potential of what we can look forward to. We know what we have with Pete Evich and Vin Soyak and how they can advocate for us on the federal level and the federal dollars that they can secure for us. I'm very excited to see what we have on the horizon with Capital Advocacy and with Sam and Dean being here and stepping into this role. Obviously, thank you to Joe A. Gonzalez and Sons with Jason and Paul Gonzalez, along with their father. They did great service for us over the past couple of decades, since 2002. But as Elk Grove is starting to grow and becoming more of a mature, small city, entering our 26th year, it's always good to bring in new blood into the process. So I'm very excited to see what we can do with Capital Advocacy on the state level. And I want to thank Crystal for leading the process, along with Kara Redig, in helping shepherd through this, because this was not an easy process. But they showed great leadership in getting us to this stage. So thank you.
Vice Mayor?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I agree with everything what Councilmember Brewer said. Crystal, thank you, and Kara for your efforts in even getting us, filtering it down to the firms that you highlighted, because there were a few more. But as Councilmember Brewer mentioned, Van Scoyoc, I think it has been very successful for us in the past, and in that process, we saw no reason to switch. I think the process at the state level was a very difficult decision, frankly. I mean, there's all the firms that we interviewed, I think, brought different skill sets and to the table, and that we had to digest and go through. And Sam, thank you for being here today. I also want to thank Joe Gonzalez and Sons. Jason and Paul they've been on here since I started on the council, and they were fantastic to work with. I think, again, taking nothing away from them. I think, as Councilmember Brewer said, Capital Advocacy, I think, offers us something a little different, another unique opportunity in Sam and Dean, and I'm excited to see what we can accomplish with them at the helm. So that's about it. But yeah, it was very grateful for everyone who was interested in coming to work for the city of Elk Grove.
Thank you. Thank you for your insight. And looking to the right, any comments, questions? I also want to thank the subcommittee and you, Crystal, and then of course Kara for the work. We all know number of firms, and but what I really value is the work and the trust in all of you, because that's why we do these subcommittees, is to sort of have that vetting process, and you do the deeper dive. So I want to respect what you all have brought to the table, and I look forward to our continued services with our federal group, and then with Capital Advocacy. I think this will be a great new opportunity for the city. I too want to thank and recognize Gonzalez and Sons. They've been great for the city of Elk Grove. I think we're just in a different place now in terms of what our needs are, and this is a great opportunity to grow on that. And you as you all went through the proposals and looked at them, I imagine it was very difficult. But, and so I thank you, and I respect what you have brought forward. So with that, I will look for motions 1 and 2.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, next item. Council comments, reports, future agenda items. I'll look to the left. Councilmember Brewer, anything? Nope. No. Vice Mayor?
Waive my report. Thank you.
Councilmember Spies?
Very short. There's a happy birthday. It's coming up, 250 for the United States of America on July 4th. So happy birthday to the greatest damn nation in the world. No place I'd rather be. So
Minus that other word in there, but yes.
Oh.
Councilmember Robles?
Well, we will have our July 4th festival, so hope to see you guys out there. Looking forward to celebrating, and yeah, be safe.
All right, thank you. Thank you to our students for coming. And just a reminder for the 4th of July, not only will we be celebrating this great nation, but please be safe and be responsible. I've gone on these ride-alongs with our fire chief in the past, and seeing the recklessness and the damage that illegal fireworks causes, not only to property, but potentially lives. So please be safe. There's a safe way to have fun with the City of Elk Grove's 4th of July celebration. But most importantly, just please be safe and be responsible. With that, I will go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 7:04 p.m. Thank you. Happy summer break, everyone.